Cassuto's reading of the Tower of Babel story emphasizes the contrast between Babylonian and Israelite cultures. However, the narrative can be viewed from other perspectives as well. Some scholars have proposed that the choice of Babylon as the story's setting does not indicate any specific bias against Babylon. Rather, it reflects the fact that Babylon was the symbol of civilization in the ancient world. According to this interpretation, rather than picking out on the people of Babylon in particular, the story criticizes human arrogance in general. This reading may find support in the narrative's wider context. The Tower episode is the conclusion of a series of primeval stories that sketch out a kind of biblical prehistory. The focus of this prehistory, which also includes the creation and flood stories, is universal, not national. Other details of the story also support this interpretation. The narrative describes an event that befalls, in the verse words, the whole earth, not just a specific nation. In fact, the story takes place before the concepts of nationality and language are born. God goes down to see the city and tower which the children of men have built, not that which the Babylonians had built. Language confusion and scattering also affect the whole earth. These details seem to indicate that the story depicts a universal event. The arrows of criticism are aimed at humanity at large. The narrative seeks to warn against the dangers of a human ambition that knows no boundaries. The best setting for such a plot is Babylon, the legendary seat of one of the most powerful cultures of the ancient world. Klaus Westermann, an important modern scholar of Genesis, writes,
"The story was localized in Babylon in the land of Shinar. Such a localization in one of the great empires was necessary because the gigantic buildings there were well known. Israel knew of the huge towers in Mesopotamia, especially in the ancient city of Babylon. The subject of this narrative is the sons of man, i.e., humankind. It is the story of a primeval event."
According to this interpretation, many details of Mesopotamian culture bear a neutral rather than polemical connotation. The information about Mesopotamian building techniques should be interpreted as casual narration. It seeks to inform the Israelite reader of the building techniques common in Mesopotamia, those which led them to such tremendous architectural achievements. The story tells the reader how the advanced technology led the Babylonians to destruction. This reading does not identify here overtones of scorn. Instead, the story rings with tones of wonder and warning, a warning about human technology, represented here by bricks, cement, and magnificent constructions. Similarly, the etymology of Babylon does not necessarily mock the meaning common in Mesopotamia. It rather simply describes how Babylon was reduced from a symbol of power to a symbol of God's triumph over human arrogance. In this light, the story represents a religious protest against the hubris of the first powerful civilization.